And
the future.
The future. Powdered beer.
Powdered beer. Well, wonders never cease.
You know, we saw an environmental story today, Chris Demm and myself. We wanted to play this gentleman's audio because it was so...
heartfelt.
Heartfelt is a good term for it. We just did the story about powdered beer from Germany, which Dave poo-pooed, saying, I will never drink. I'll try it, but I won't spend my money.
Shall not touch these lips.
That's right.
Lips that touch powdered alcohol shall never touch mine.
Wouldn't that be something if in 5 years, you go down the beer aisle and it's like little packets of Kool-Aid, and then you get it, and we don't think anything of it.
It's the Jetsons.
Yeah, it is. And you just mix it with icy cold water when you get home, and it's cheaper and it's easier to transport, and you just pour a packet in there and you've got unlimited beer. Mm-hmm. You buy, 70 packets for $50 and you've got it,
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something if that was
the interventions aren't going to be as much fun.
No.
Because now, I mean, you can pull out a full trash can of glass and be like, "Is this what you want your life to be?" But the interventions then will just be like empty packets.
It loses something.
Yeah, there's nothing to pour down the sink.
It really
is this what you want? And it's just no noise.
Shake.
It really loses something. Mm-hmm. But if you're going like on a beach trip and you want to take a case of beer, it fits
down to the beach.
It's a tiny
no more heavy coolers.
Isn't that? The coolers, that's right. You just you bottles of water.
Well, you need cold water.
That are freezing cold, but you just pour it in there, and it's plastic bottles of water,
I don't know about any of this.
I can't imagine it happening. But this is not quite the same, but a few years ago, you started seeing, and Chris Demm's such a wine person, you start seeing wine that didn't have corks, that had those screw tops. Mm-hmm. And now they're almost all screw tops that I've seen, that I buy for my wife anyway.
In our house, it's maybe 2/3.
They're
still cork.
Oh, still cork.
Yeah.
But you said that at that time I was like, come on, you have to have a cork in a wine. But now it's like, okay.
It's mostly just for tradition. And a winemaker will tell you it's better wine with a screw cap.
With a screw cap.
It's better seal.
It's tradition for the cork. Mm-hmm. And so, people who are traditional, you want to.
Yeah, part of it is the theater.
More cost though on the cork.
Yeah. And seriously, for the environment, you're killing trees with a cork tree. That's a resource.
Cork can be recycled, I have learned.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
But you're right about there's a show to it, especially in a restaurant when they take the cork out. Actually, this is a little bit off the topic, but my wife just said the other day, we have a dear friend who just had COVID about a month ago. And she said, no, it wasn't you. But, I mean, you did, but this is a different dear friend. And she said, COVID is such a nasty disease. And I said, boy, it really is. She goes, our friend can no longer taste Chardonnay. She's had to switch to Merlot.
Oh, my.
No whites.
It could have been me.
That's right.
It could have been me.
That's right.
Somebody get me Dr. Fauci.
This woman can't have Sauvignon Blanc.
She can't. She tried Sauvignon Blanc. She loves Chardonnay.
Chablis?
She can't try Chablis.
She needs to be studied at the National Institute of Health.
A Pinot Grigio?
What about a rosé? That's borderline.
She can taste about half. She just cannot. She had to switch over to full Merlot, and nobody drinks any effing Merlot. She only thinks Merlot. That's the only thing she tastes. That's all she can taste.
It's a bold wine.
My lungs are not the same after COVID. I understand your sister. I can only taste Merlot.
My wife hung up the phone and had tears in her, and she turned over to me.
Where are you going into white season?
Yes, thank you. Exactly. Like she's going to be drinking. She'll be at picnics with a Merlot. But this is environmental. That beer, that powdered beer, was done for the environmental impact. And here locally, and we saw this guy on the local news today, and it was so, as Chris Demm said, heartfelt. We felt we needed to play his audio. We've had, and a lot of people are having this, wastewater spills being blamed on wipes, disposable wipes.
That the pipes back up.
Mm-hmm. And we've been talking about that for 10 years.
At least.
People have been using those so-called disposable, flushable wipes, but really they back up the pipes so badly that you get wastewater spills in the area. And then also, apparently, a lot of grease. Since the pandemic, people are putting grease down there. I don't know why that is. I guess maybe spending more time at home.
But
you can't do that.
That's been like that for 100 years. As long as there's been a sink, you're not supposed to put grease down there.
That's right. Well, apparently, they've had manholes that have had spills, wastewater spills coming out. And the Department of Public Works, Robbie Stone, says, if you're going to put grease down there and you're going to keep using these wipes, this is what you're going to get. A resident said they had a spill near his home, and they said, What was it like?
It just smelled like swamp gas or, sewer line water.
You know what it smelled like.
Swamp gas. I don't know.
He was being polite.
Swamp gas.
It just smelled like swamp gas.
That's poo. It smells like nasty, wretched poo. And then he says, I don't use those flushable wipes.
I can't flush anything down the toilet or anything except 1-ply toilet paper. If I flush 2-ply or Charmin's, it won't go up the street.
He lives down in a ravine, I bet.
He does.
He lives kind of down.
Yeah,
and he's
so
got to go up to the
can't
sewer.
do it.
Got to get flow.
And so he said they warned me, only use one. This man is living with 1-ply toilet paper.
Yeah.
And he can't flush any of that. Meanwhile, his neighbors are flushing those flushable wipes, and it's causing huge backups.
That's what you grew up with, wasn't it, Kelly? 1-ply.
1-ply. My daddy used Scott's 1-ply toilet paper. And when my mother would buy Charmin's,
Who in the hell do you think
he
you are?
would look at it. Woman? He'd say, woman, what are you doing? Do you think I'm made of money? He would always say that. Do you think I'm just made of money?
But the 1-ply, you've got to use twice as much.
We were taught not to. We were told just use.
Well, I don't think it's up to you.
Well, he said just use what you can use. But maybe the reason.
You use what you...
Well, you know the problems I have today. You know the problems
Look
that
what
I've
I got you.
recently been through.
We have a lot of workplace poopers here, and I mean that's what this building stocks is 1-ply.
1-ply.
Yeah, it is 1-ply.
You're right.
So I mean, that's another reason not to do it here.
Well,
Correct.
and Littlest Patriot takes wipes with him. Have you seen him walk down the hall with a little thing of wipes under his arm?
I have seen
Like
that.
he's holding a newspaper?
Yeah, I've I've done that before,
No,
too.
I've not seen that shameful walk.
I
Oh,
saw-
yes, he's done it. He goes down the steps.
Yep. And then
There's signs in every bathroom that said, "Please don't put
Right.
wipes in these," because our pipes have backed up here a lot.
He
Correct.
pays
You know
no
what it
mind.
smells like?
well,
Swamp gas.
You know
Swamp gas.
exactly. You know exactly what it smells like.
It just smelled like swamp gas.
That's what you get here. Okay, that's what you get, and that's what this.
I mean, this building used to smell like that every other week.
And the city worker says if you're using those, you have to put them in a little container and take them with and throw them away.
Not
Put them
gonna
in a Ziploc bag and take them with
You need a diaper genie in every toilet around here.
That's exactly right. That's the issue right there. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest fights my mother and father ever got into was she bought Charmin's. And
Are we calling it Charmin's?
well, he did.
Our colorful friend?
Our friend there from High Point said,
I can't flush anything down the toilet or anything except 1-ply toilet paper. If I flush 2-ply or Charmin's, it won't go up the street.
He's right. He's right. Well, my mother bought it, and my father said, "Do you think this stuff grows on trees?" And she said, "Yes, I do."
I do.
It actually literally does.
As a matter of fact.
Well, that's what she said. And boy, he didn't like that. I
She
guess.
was
It
right.
literally does, honey.